Hey everybody, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker from the Netherlands, and this is something special. Rolex Oysterquartz. It is a quartz not to be sniffed at. 2 years ago we did a video about the Oysterquartz and I had a look and I thought, what the hell happened to my beard in those 2 years? What has made me so grey? But I think it was nice to make another video, tell you a bit more about the inside of the Oyster Quartz, because it is like a mechanical watch but then reversed. It is something special. Nothing like any quartz you will see or recognize. We got this watch from a client and it is always been Rolex maintained. And to be diplomatic, Rolex isn't too keen on working on this movement as well. I know for sure here in the Netherlands the Rolex service center isn't doing these watches. They are sent to another service center outside of the Netherlands. There we go. As you all probably know, but maybe we have a few new viewers. This is the camera you're watching with me through my microscope. And here the Oyster Quartz. It is a quartz movement. It's got a huge battery, a bit like the batteries in tuning fork watches. It's huge. As every quartz movement, only a small percentage is electronics. Most part of a quartz movement is simply mechanical, just like here. Here, the gear train. This quartz movement has got a pallet fork, but a special one. I'm going to show you in more detail. And here, the escapement is not even quartz, but electronics. It is a beautiful movement, but it is too delicate. There is a reason that Rolex Service Center Netherlands isn't working on these movements anymore. It is too delicate and they often break. Simple as that. Cheers everybody. What I love about vintage watches mechanical movements is that while you're working on it, no matter what brand, no matter what caliber, during the assembly, with the method of the function groups, during assembly you already know it is going to work, because during assembly you take out all the defects possible, and when we go to the time grapher, it is just to do the final timing, because you already know it is going to be running perfectly with all the defects taken out, and the end shake and the side shake, stuff like that. With quartz or any electronic movement, there is always an element of hope it's going to work. That's the electronic bit. Of course you can measure, but there's always, when you put in the battery, hope it is going to work. And that is why I love mechanical movements. You already know if it's going to work, and otherwise, well, we pick a machine and make some parts and then it's going to work again. With a mechanical movement you are winding the mainspring, and it is pushing against the gear train, so the pallet fork is stopping all the force from the mainspring. Here, and in the genius of quartz movements, it is working completely the other way around. There is no mainspring. Hey, look at that. I see a fiber. Ooh. There is no mainspring, not even a fiber, but a huge amount of lubrication. Look at that. Wow. Just when you think that not too much lubrication is needed. Interesting. Wow. This movement is working the other way around. Here is, well, resembles the pallet fork. Yeah, this is the pallet fork, but this bit over here resembles the balance wheel, just like the double roller. It is horizontal with two, do you see the hairsprings? Not a balance spring, but a hairspring. One over there. And there is one. That is going just back and forth. And I thought, well, maybe it's interesting for this video to make slow motion. So I did through my microscope. But it is almost instantaneously, so you don't see any difference from looking at it now or in real slow motion. It's just tack, tack. So there was no use. So this small back and forth motion is driving the pallet fork. Well, this pallet fork is more like a pin lever escapement than the actual pellets. These two pins, let me see, one there and one there, are spring loaded from the back, so they can move slightly. And it is dead easy. That pin there is moving inwards, there, out, in, and due to the slopes of these teeth, it is pushing it away. And then the wedge shape on the other side of the, well, call it a pallet fork without pellets, that's wedge shape, is locking there the motion of this wheel. So that one is pushing and that one is locking, so it cannot move in between. And that's it. But the pallet fork is driving the gear train. Instead of the gear train with the powerful mainspring is being, well, locked by a pallet fork, this is moving the other way around. And there is hardly any pressure on the gear train, because there is no power pushing against it from the mainspring. So the force or the drive is coming from the other way around. The pallet fork is driving the gear train. I think that's fascinating. But then again, I didn't expect to see so much grease and lubrication. There you can see the pin pushing the wheel away. There's even some gunk on that wheel. So it's moving that way around. It's pushing that way. And you see the locking action of that triangle in between the teeth. It is robust, especially for quartz movement, but it is too delicate. Many defects are known. well, we do work on them, but first we do have to make a quote to see what is going on, because again, if there's anything wrong in the electronics, well, you're up shit creek without a pedal. So highly delicate, but then again, beautiful Rolex 5055 mega quartz, and here the trimmer to the final adjustment. And well, for decades other quartz movements don't have a trimmer anymore. It is factory, and it is or running perfectly on time or isn't running at all quartz movements, and that is for decades now. And if a quartz movement is slow, almost 100%, the hands are touching each other or the crystal, or that is mostly the case. With a bang, the dial feet broke, so the dial is a bit loose, so the pivot of the hands are touching the sides of the dial almost every single time. So that's it. Quartz can be beautiful, really is. Really do hope you enjoyed this stream about the Rolex Oysterquartz and a bit more information. Hey, enjoy your day. Hope to see you soon. See ya. Bye bye.